Hey everyone, Raj here. So today what we'll be doing is we'll be analyzing the drafts of the recently concluded draft of the Hindi Premier League. This was a state draft in which you had to just you had this the chance that would come. Like for example, Simi Draw was first, Digital Man was second, Stripper was third. So in that sense, we had everyone had their turn, had to pick one player for their team, which was different from auction. Auction is basically where you have to, bid to get a player, which is not the case here. So yeah, this was done recently on a Monday, and I was going to stream this for the. I was going to stream, but then I had some issue with my internet and I could not do that. So what I'll be doing now, I'll be analyzing the team, apart from my own team, of course, and let's see how they do for me. Like where do you stand in terms of the standings, final standings that will be happen in the future. So without further ado, I'll start with the first team, that is the Luminions, managed by Skimmy the God. Now, one thing to note here is that HPL 3 will have different tiers as opposed to what you'd see in regular tours. For example, we in this tour we have a Gen 8 random battle spot. Then we have Gen 8 1v1. We have National Dex AG. We have 2 OU slots. Then we have LC. And then we have Monotype. And I'm forgetting one, I think. One moment. I think I'm forgetting one. Just to confirm it. Yeah, there's LC, there's Ubers, there's Monotype, there's 1v1, there's 2 OU slots, random battles, and Nandex AG. Yeah. So these are 8 slots, which is very uncommon, very unique, which are a mix of different tiers, and which will be interesting to see how these managers pick their draft according to this. So without further ado, first team, Luminions. Simi went with Crying as the number 1 pick, which is not a surprise. Crying has made the recently concluded the finals of the recently concluded Small Grand Slam, which is basically you have to play good in about like 5 to 7 tiers, UU, NU, RU, then PU, LC, Ubers, yeah. So which is a very big achievement, right? And having them as a number 1 pick is very solid because they can play across multiple tiers without any issues, and it'll be interesting to see where they slot Crying because, like I said, they can play everything. So yeah, a good pick, a good versatile pick, which will go positive definitely. His next picks there was Vsun 1 or WSun 1 or Will, predominantly an Nandex AG player, and someone who I have drafted a lot over the years that I played for the NE in the tour. So a very solid player, a very good National Dex AG player. So another solid pick by Simi the God there. Then we have the Indian slot, that is Bluey. Bluey is more of an old gen player, but he can be slotted in anything. Like Pokemon knowledge goes across gens, doesn't matter. So I haven't seen him much play Gen 8 tiers, but it's very interesting to see where he's slotted. I expect him to be mostly in the Rampart slot because that's, I think, what he would play mostly in Gen 8. But we'll just see where he goes. Yeah. Then we have Freezerman. Freezerman is an OU minion, mainly plays OU. I have seen him on the ladder, and he's a very solid player. And another solid pick, but the Indian slots he has picked very well, this guy, I have to say. Then we have Silver Race. Silver Race, I believe, is playing for India in RU World Cup. I haven't interacted with them much, but from the look of it, they seem to be very good, competent, and another solid pick from Skimmy. Then we have Rahul 3301, Rahul 20k. So yeah, Rahul is oldie, has played some tiers. He played LC, he's played AG, he's played different tiers as well. So again, a versatile pick, and depending on let's see where he's put. You can't. I'll probably make a random guess as to what the team would be, but we don't really know what will happen. So yeah. Then we have Amber. Amber, I haven't seen much of them on Smokeon or on any other desktop platform, so I have no opinion on them as of yet. Be interesting to see where they slotted because they were picked in what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th round, which is very interesting. Then we have Avarice. Avarice is another solid player. can play across different gens. Is sadly not in Hindi speaker, but he is Asian, I believe. But yeah, another solid pick. CME has picked a very solid team here, I have to say. And Average again can play mostly everything except AG, I believe. Other tiers they should be very solid. Another solid pick. Then there's Tushar Tool. Tushar Tool I think will predominantly play OU or LC. That's what I've seen them play. But it'll be interesting to see where they're put in this. It's very solid team, man. I looked about it. Nice solid team they have there. Give me. Then we have Crunchman. Crunchman is basically a doubles player, but there are no doubles here in this store. But he can play AG, he can play Randbats, he can play any other OU as well. So another, we give someone who can put in any slot and will probably get wins for you. NVK, I have not too much issue about them, so I will refrain from making any suggestion here. Next we have Loudwinner. Loudwinner went, I believe, 9-0 in doubles in the last HPL. But again, no HPL, no doubles in this HPL. So we'll be interested to see where he's slotted and how he does in this tournament. Now, if I look at the squad, I think I will put Freezerman and Tushar in OU. I'll put maybe Rahul in LC, Will in AG. Then we have who? Silver Brace. Crying may be put here. Crying should be put in maybe Ubers in this one. Then that leaves us with Silver Brace in Mono. And Loudwinner in maybe Randbats. That's 1, 2, 3. No, Blue in Randbats. And Loudwinner probably in 1v1. I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, that would be my mock lineup that I would be. Otherwise, it can either be Crying 1v1 as well and Loudwinner and Ubers. That ought to be a thing. But we have to see how Steamy has planned out his squad for the upcoming season. Next we have Destructive Mega Rays, managed by Delusion of Mind. Delusion of Mind, I believe, had a very good PSPL. They beat some very big names and had a good season. So no surprise seeing them pick themselves. They're playing in the store. And Steamy is not playing apparently. So yeah, Delusion of Mind is playing. And they picked themselves number 1, as was the condition when we started the draft. Then they have Zap. Now Zap is apparently in the speaker, a monotype leader. A solid player. I think he'll play Randbats or monotype. In between them, I think he'll be slotted. But a solid pick, round 2. And someone who will do well this tour, provided he's motivated. Next we have Pannu Rakta. Pannu, of course, a very solid player. Has been around for a while. Can play across a variety of tiers. This is very important here. I realize that you have to have players who are versatile, who can play a variety of stuff without much of an issue. So this here is a very solid pick. Pannu can play any tiers mostly and will do well in any of them. Next we have Ratio 7, who I believe predominantly plays Ubers and doubles. Doubles not here, of course, but Ubers. I think he will be slotted. He will be a starter, and I believe he also made a ladder to playoffs at one point in Ubers. So yeah, one more solid pick here from Delusion of Mind, and yeah, another solid pick here. Then we have Abhi. Abhi is an OU moderate, I believe, and Abhi will be interesting because I have seen he plays tours, but I don't think he's played that many tours. So it should be a good season. I think he will start as an Indian player in this team, so it should be interesting to see where he's slotted and probably be OU, but how he performs is the major thing. In the Oriented cover, I believe was once named that, and not too sure. I don't know much about them as a player, but yeah, I mean, let's see how they do. I have no opinion. I haven't seen them play much, so yeah. Next we have Archie. Archie, I believe, plays AG, I think, and they haven't been around a while in the Indian community, but I have seen them around in AG Rome a lot. So we'll be interested to see how they perform. Hoping best wishes to them. Hoping they do well in this tour, because it's very important for our Indian community to grow as a player. So yeah. Next we have Zafiri. Zafiri is a cap player, believe it or not, a cap mainer. But in this, I think he will play LC, and let's see how he does. I don't think he's played LC much recently, focusing mainly on cap. But in this team, I think he will be the starter and should do well. Then we have Nick.C. Nick.C, I believe, is a 1-1 mainer, And in this team, I think he will be the starter. Anyone else that can play 1v1 apart from him. So yeah, best wishes to them, and hope they do well. Then we have Bacon. Bacon is a solid player, very old and solid player, great of a player. He can play Ubers, he can play AG, he can play OU, he can play across a variety of tiers, which is very important. And he went late in his draft, which is very surprising to me because I'd imagine him to be one of the top picks in this draft pool. But yeah, they went late, which means doesn't mean too much, but it is a good pick from Religion of Mind and someone who will do well in this store. Then we have Ricardo Maxwell, not too sure about them, so I don't know if I have any opinions. And same for Fag Gamer. No idea about them, so I will refrain from making any pointers about them. As for the team, I think Zafiri will be starting LC, maybe Rishio in Ubers, then Lick in 1v1, Zap in Mono, OU slots would be Abhi and maybe Adil Lutra, not too sure. Ranbats will be probably one of the Ricardo Maxwell or Fag Gamer. Nandex AG would be Archie, if at all. That would be my prediction for week 1. Next we have Royal Challengers Bangalore, managed by Spitfire Arcanine and Push 21, but he's just a first pick, so he just won the draft. He's useless. But anyway, Spitfire is not playing, but his first pick was Push 25, which is solid for a first round pick. A very solid player who will play OU, Ranbats, or any other player for that matter, and will probably do very well in that. So one solid pick here to start off with. Then they picked Swas. Swas, I believe, is an AG mainer, and is main partner for himself in AG. So would be fun to see him play in this AG pool and how he performs. Next we have TDNT. TDNT is a foreign player, plays OU mainly, and is very good. I'm surprised he went too early. I'm surprised he went. In the sense that he went early, which is very good, because if he had gone late or even undrafted, but sad. But of course, Spitfire knows his team, who he wants. So very solid pick then in TDNT there. Then they have Airfare. Airfare, I believe, plays mostly OU, and he will complement TDNT as 4 OU players, which will be very interesting to see how they work together in this store. Then you have Doc1203, who plays mainly 1v1, had a 1v1 World Cup, and should do well in the store as well. Raz00, I haven't seen him play much recently. I think he's been on a break due to studies, and just came back. Let's see how he does or where he plays. I have no idea right now where he will play. Next we have Raphael, I believe, was one. He's a very old player, and I think he mainly plays Ubers and does well in that. But he only comes back for these stores and does well, I think, in HPL, PIPL, and even HPL 2 he did very well. So good pick there again. Then we have Memedos. Memedos actually was someone we were trying to get for my team, but Spitfire swooped in early to get him. But I think he'll mostly play Mono, and he wants to prove himself here in this community, so he will try to do very well, and I wish the best for him. Then we have Elfusion. Elfusion, again, solid player, can play anything across this pool, and but him being a foreign slot and would be a big considering factor for Spitfire, because he has to play at least 6 Indians. So it'll be very interesting how he works around TDNT, AFN, and Elfusion in this lineup. I think Raf also is Hindi speaker, I believe, so he should be okay. Then we have Stravanen. Oh, what underrated pick this is. He was a workhorse for the Asian team in one World Cup. Literally pumped teams. And him working with Dot would be very, very good for the 1v1 slot. Of course, Spitfire himself knows some 1v1, but this here will be a very solid duo for them for that 1v1 tier. Then we have Holy Moly Krabby. Not too sure about them. Haven't seen them play much, so I will be refraining from making any comments on them. Right. Next we have Cat Food and or Poach Builders Weevee. This is a nice pick from Spitfire for our last round pick. I think Cat Food and is a bit of a meme in the community, but as a player he's very solid. He uses HO mainly, but that doesn't matter if he gets wins. So hoping the best for him. I hope he does well. Next we have Eternera Mist Waves. Oh, I forgot to. Yeah. For the Royal Chandeliers Bangalore, I think their 1v1 would definitely be Dot. Then the Ubers will probably be Raf. Then the LC would be who? Is the question. Maybe Raj00 will play LC. Yeah. Then we have the mono slot would be Mimdos. OU slots would be interesting. I think they should play. They can play both their foreign slots in OU, which is D&T and FA. Rampage would probably be Puse 25. And that AG would be who? Probably one of Holy Ball Krabi or Catfoot, and we'll see how that goes. Next we have Eternara Mistwaves. Eternara Mistwave is another managed by Winter, one of the older Indian players and who first started the Indian community that we have in Discord. His first star was My Java. Now My Java is a young Indian player who has done very well recently in OU, and I see him do well in this tour as well. He has recently made official Ladder tournament playoffs, which is a very big deal, and he is someone who I have myself drafted before with utmost confidence that he will do well. So him being a first draft pick is not a surprise, and I think he will do very well in this pool. Next we have James. James is a 1v1 mainer and will probably be the 1v1 starter in this team. Solid player, solid results, hopefully does well. And much to say. We have Genius from Huayam, who would probably be the Uber starter in this team and who has made a bit of a name for himself in Ubers. So let's see how he does. Hopefully the best for him as well. Then they have brought in Pichu. Pichu is someone I wanted to get on my draft, but unfortunately Winter swooped in before it happened. I want him to be my AG starter as an Indian and very solid player. And if we got Pichu, our Indian group would have been a bit more solid. But I'm happy with that team right now, and I hope wish Pichu the best in this tour. Then we have London 13. London 13 again is a foreign player who will most likely only play Grandbats and some other tiers if possible. But another solid player, and will probably do well in this pool wherever he plays. Then we have Hale. Hale is an Indian player who will or can play most of the tiers here, and I can't pinpoint where he'll be slotted, so it'll be interesting to see where Winter has planned him to be slotted, if at all, in League 1. Next we have Hurtado. Hurtado is mostly an RU mainer, but another solid player who can play across a variety of tiers and will do well in any of them. So let's see how Winter is able to manage the foreign slots, because only 2 slots are open, and where he puts these guys will be key to an extent, I feel. It's a Fat Batman who I don't have much knowledge on, so I will refrain. Then we have Meatcarve. Meatcarve is another oldie of the Indian community, mostly an LC mainer, but recently he turned into Grand Batsman because he doesn't play much anymore. So I think if at all he plays, he'll play in Grand Bats only. I doubt he'll play LC. Depends on his mood, but if he plays LC, he'll do well in that as well, provided he has time to build and such, etc. Let's see how it goes. Next we have the Fallen Shuriken. Fallen Shuriken I think plays for Pakistan in World Cup, and I believe he'll be in the speaker in this, so I think he will start in OU if at all. And he's a very solid player. I've seen him earlier in Toes Room as well. Good player, and we'll be interested to see how he does in his pool of OU players, because that is a bit stacked this time, I feel. Then we have AdSet0067. If I'm not wrong, I might be wrong, I'm not too sure. So I'll refrain, I'm not sure who he is right now, so I'll be refrain from making comments on him. Then we have Saki. Saki is a good friend of mine, has been for a long time, and one of the he's someone who supports Indians a lot and cuffs them a lot. But yeah, I mean, last pick, good pick, a friend of Winter as well, so I'm happy for him and I hope he does well when he plays this tour. So for this team, I think they'll have Majava and OU. The second OU slot will probably be the Fallen Shuriken. Then Pichus will be the AG slot. James will be 1 slot. Ubers will be James from Huyen. Which leaves us with Monotype and Random Battle. Random Battle will probably be Meatcarve and probably Hale in Monotype. But he hasn't used his 2 slots, right? So Majava, let's turn it off. LC would be maybe London 13 or Meatcarve, depending. I think that would be the key. Who plays LC? If Meatcarve plays LC, London 13 will play Grand Bats. The Ubers would be Genius from Hoenn. 1v1 would be James. Monotype would be Hale. OU1 would be Majava. OU2 will follow Shuriken. Random battles, again, London or Mika, and AG would be Pichus in this team. It's what I would think would be the start lineup for week 1. Right. Next we have, I will not do my team since the ruiners, but we'll go on to the next team. That is the Victorious Vittinis, managed by Ron. Ron started with a solid pick of Even, who will probably go positive in the story pool. He's always solid player, had his own history of controversies, but there's no doubt about his ability, which is very good. Next we have Internal. Internal, I'm not too sure about them, how they play, what they play. So I'll refrain from making comments on them as of now. Then we have Excelsior. Excelsior is a solid player who is versatile, who can play LC, who can play Mono maybe. But in this pool, I think he will play LC for his team. And yeah, I mean, he had a good LCPL, went 5-2, I believe. And I hope he does well in this tour as well. Then we have Garib. Garib is a very cool guy, Mimi guy, who will probably play Ubers in this team. And he's been playing Ubers for a long time, and I think he should do well, depending. Let's see. The pool is solid. How he does will be very interesting. TDCA, I'm not too sure about them, so I will refrain. Then we have Frosty Ice Lad. Frosty Ice Lad, who is someone I picked for 45k in last year's HPL. He didn't do too much playing wise, but he was solid help in prep, in 1v1 slots and others as such. So, in this team, I think he will mainly play 1v1 or help 1v1 if at all. And I hope he does well. He's a very cool guy, very chill, has his own issues, but he still grows on and plays, and which is very respectable to him. Next we have Articrew. Articrew will probably play Randbats and is probably a Hindi speaker. He is from Pakistan, but he might still speak Hindi. So here, yeah, I think he should be the Randbat starter. He's a very good Randbats player, Randbat staff, solid player, and I hope he does well. So we have Prince of All Tacos. Prince of All Tacos in this pool will probably play Randbats. Nah, I think he can play anything. But his strength is lower tiers, NU, PU, etc. So in this probably Monotype. Yeah, he's a Monotype main. I forgot about that. So he might start Monotype in this pool. Yeah, in this team. Yeah, he'll be Monotype player. I hope he does well. He's a good friend of mine. I hope he does well as well. Next we have Adem. Adem is apparently a Hindi speaker. So, but he is also someone who can play a variety of tiers. Can't pinpoint right now where he will put. So let's see how it goes, how Ron plans his team. Next we have Swagrod. I have no too much information about them, so I will refrain. Next we have Roginald. Roginald is a solid player, a solid pickup. Plays mainly OU, and I think he can start if the forest lots allow it. He's very underrated and probably get some good wins here in this tour. Lastly we have Ishornia. I'm not too sure about them, so I will refrain from that. So as for the lineup, I think I'll start with the top. LC would be Excelsior. Ubers would be Garib. 1v1 would most likely be Frosty. Monotype would be Prince of All Tacos. OU1 would be Even. OU2 would be interesting. Adem maybe, if he is a Hindi speaker. Then random battles would Randbats can be Articrew. And AG will probably be one of KDCA or Ashornia. I'm not too sure about them, who will play that. Right. Next we have Snow Points Weavils, managed by TDR. Right. So Snow Point Weavils will start with TDR as a manager of the team. And he picked himself as number 1 pick, which is fair. TDR will probably play Monotype or Ubers in this tour. Let's see how it does. But it is a bit of start pool, so hopefully it does well. Next we have Herschel. Herschel had a very good last few tours, team tours, done very well in OU, and I don't see any reason why they should not continue there in this tour as well. Next is Fort Bound Lake. Fort Bound Lake, I believe, is OU Ubers mainer, but they can play OU as well. So we'll just see where they put O in this team. Next we have TGA, the Gemini Attack. Again, versatile, can play most things, and difficult to pinpoint where he'll be put. Let's see how it goes. Next we have CO. CO is a more type mana, I believe, which is okay, but he can play other tiers as well. So interested to see how he manages his foreign slots here to get all these players inside in one team. I have some idea, I think he will do it, but let's see. PG is PG, not too sure about them, how they're doing or what they'll play, so I will refrain. Then we have Solve the Great or Fabio. Fabio is someone I played who I picked last year, did very well in anything I put him in, so I seen who reason why he should not do well here as well in anything if you put him in. So hoping for good things for him again this tour, and hope he does well. If I have Shivam 3299, AG player, has not been around for a while, but has come back for the store. I don't know how much in touch they are with the current AG metagame, but they're good, so they will catch up probably very fast and do well in the store. Let's have Serena Loves Ash 1, 2, 3, 4, or Yippee the Trippy. Now Yippee the Trippy, not TP the Trippy, Yippee Trippy, yeah. So Yippee Trippy will probably play OU in this, in this team. And he's someone who has worked hard on his game over the years, and I hope he does well in this tour. He's a very hard worker, and he really enjoys what he plays. So yeah, hope he does well. Lastly, we have Dugza. Dugza, he is someone who I would always place in monotype or UU, but he has just outright so he's playing Grand Batch. So I don't think he will start much because of the foreigner rule. So interesting to see where he's slotted by TDR in this team. As for the lineup, I think LC would be interesting by who put in LC. I don't think he has any LC starters. TJ himself can probably start LC, but let's see. Ubers can most likely be Fortbound Lake. 1v1, again, interesting who you put there because you don't have anyone. Probably PG is PG, but 1v1. Then we have more type. More type would probably be. I would probably put TD in more type in here, but let's see. Let's leave it for now. OU would probably be Hushel 1 and Serena Loves Ash 2. Ranbats can be in this. Dogza can play Ranbats here. Yeah, Soft can play Mono in this climate. Yeah. And that is AG probably be Shivam. So yeah, you can do that. You can put Dogza and Ranbats, former Ubers, and rest can be in slots in other tiers as well. Lastly, we have Southpaw Iron Fist managed by Ashbala99, who so Ashbala has gone for strategy of get all monomains. So much so that I don't think they lose a monotype in the store. I really don't. He started with Plunder. Plunder is a monotype mana, also in Speaker I believe. Which was very interesting because Plunder, while being good, I have seen him play BLT. He is good, but being the number one pick is interesting, very interesting because there were a number of players who I would pick in front of him for at least the first round. But Ashbala went for him as number one pick, but because he had the reverse pick as well, he picked So Noisy. So Noisy is someone who you believe to be a solid player and who does very well in his toes. He's also called the Indian Slayer, who always does well versus Indians. I don't know how, but he had a 7-0 record in PIPL. I don't think he played HPL 2, but I'm not sure. But if he did, he would have had a good record there as well. So one solid pick there in So Noisy from Ashbala. Then he went and played DC or Dreamcatcher. Dreamcatcher is basically an LC mana, and I think he will start LC in this team. So we're interested to see where he slot. I hope he does well. He will play LC, I think, in this team. I don't think there are any LC manas here. Let's have Style.CSS. I've not seen them play much, but I think they play mostly Mono type and UU also. So they might start Mono, or Plunder might start Mono, depending. But let's see. I don't know how Ashbala will plan his team here. Next they have Ruthless Dragon 6 or RD6, who I think will play Ubers in this team. I remember him trying out for Ubers World Cup once, and I think he plays Ubers a lot. So I think he will play that. Something he will play in this team. Probably PG, probably 1v1. He's a good 1v1 player. Did well, I believe he won the Manito 1v1 as well at one point. So yeah, I hope he does well there. Next we have Derpy Boy. Derpy Boy is mostly an OM player, but I think he can play AG in this team. Probably will play AG in this team. But there's one more AG player in this, OP Noob, I believe, who also plays AG, so it'll be interesting to see where they're slotted together. As you have the Twin King. The Twin King, I'm not sure about them, so I'll refrain. Elder also, I know about the name, but I'm not sure about them as a player, so I will refrain. Lastly, they have picked Mator. Is cute, Mator. Good pick, solid player. Should do well with very good support and motivation. Right. So if I had to, I think in number 8 I will, number 7 rather. Number 7 I will put Southpaw Iron Fist. Sorry Asbala. But mainly because he has bought so many mono mains that it's difficult to see where they'll put other slots in. Because see, in this team, say we play DC in LC. Ubers, you put Ruthless Dragon. You put Tommy BG in 1v1. Who would you put mono? Plunder? Style? Who? That's the question here. Then we have OU, okay. One Sonaji will definitely play. Number 2 slot, who will you put in there? Style? Probably? Okay, fine. Then that's your 2 slots done. Then you have Random Battle. Random Battle's probably who? Who? Plunder? Or Roboto Suit? I'm not sure at all. Then that is AG. Again, who? Maybe OP Noob will play, that is AG. Yeah. So it's difficult to see where you'll put these slots and how do you manage them. There was some thought that Ashbala picked more than 4 foreign players, but apparently he's not done the case. But it's a very confusing team, how he'll do and how he'll be able to manage such teams. So I think because it's such confusing, I should line up that I feel that they will have some troubles in the store. So I will put them in number 7. At number 6. Number 6, I will put the Snowpoint Viewers, I think. Granted, they have a good OU player in Herschel, they have a good Uyghur player in Forbound Lake, they have a good support of Saurav as a versatile player. But for some reason, I feel other slots will struggle a bit. Shivam, because he hasn't played OEG much. PG, because I'm not sure how they play. TDR and Mono would be against a Mono pool who will face some difficulties. So, Dugs are probably good well in Rambats, but that is it. I think they have some lacking spots in this team, mainly LC, no LC players. So that be a point of problem for this team in the tour. So that is something that is a minus point for me, because of which I think I play in number 6. Number 5, interesting. Number 5, I think I will put Wrongs, Vitos Vitinis here, mainly because again, you have slots, but where will you put them in? Like for example, Even, okay, definite OU, Excelsior, definite LC, Frosty, definite 1v1. But then you are kind of stuck with the foreign slots syndrome. The where you put the other players in. That's something that he has to sort out. I think because you have Even, you have Internal, Prince of all Tacos, Reginald, then I have to say Adam also, but Adam probably Hindi speaker, I'm told, but yeah, he has players, but he'll have to find difficulty in slotting them in, and that is the problem with this format, is that you have to have 6 Indians and 2 foreigners, which is why it takes out of the managers to find means and ways to get a good squad or good starting lineup in the team. That is why I think they will struggle a bit, but they have solid slots, but in comparison to other teams, they are a bit lacking, I feel. Number 4, I will put probably, it's difficult because these first 4 teams are quite solid in my opinion, but I think I will put Eternal Mist Wave as number 4 here, mainly because of the latter slots, or the motivation, so to say. Maja will do well, Jay for home will be motivated, he'll do well, Pichu will do well, Hale will probably go even or do well, depending, can't say. But other slots will probably come down to motivation and how they're able to play week in, week out. Because Utardo, Mika, London 13, I just question the commitment. Mika has his work, Hurtado, I'm not sure how motivated he will be. London 30 also, I don't know how motivated he will be. That factor in, although they're good on paper, but the motivation factor will come into play, and that's why, in my opinion, they're number 4. Number 3 is Destructive Mega Rays. And again, these 3 teams are solid, but I feel the main difference here is that the Indian core of Spitfire is a bit more better than the Indian core of Delusion of Mind. The Spitfire has a good Indian core of Piyush, Swas, Doc, Raj00, Meme Dose, all the young, but I have faith, and Cat Food and the Piyush will do well, Swas will do well in AG, Doc will probably do well in 1v1. I can't say the same for Delusion of Mind's team because maybe Delusion of Mind themselves will do well, but then I question Abhi, Archie, Zafir if they do well in the tiers. Trishu will probably do well in Ubers, definitely, but balance, I feel Spitfire have a better Indian core, which will result in them having a better slot in my power rankings. Number 2, I did say, but I will put Luminous Luminions in number 2 again because I think the Indian core is lacking as compared to Spitfires. But Steamy has made a solid pickup of foreign players, which will probably make the difference here. It's very close between these two, and I just feel that Spitfire's team is that bit better as compared to Luminous Lumina because of the Indian core. But if it takes the foreign slots in condition, I think Steamy has played a masterstroke here in getting the foreign players that he has. So that would be my power rankings. I'll put number 1, Roshan Luz Bangalore. Number 2, Luminous Luminions. Number 3, Destructive Mega Rays. Number 4, Eternal Mist Waves. Number 5 would be the Victor Vitini. Number 6, Number Viva. Number 7, Southpaw Iron Fist. Best is a bit, but yeah, that's my power rankings. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Take care.